Now, Georgia and Auburn starting off their three-game series under the lights at Plainsman. 5 SEC teams who got swept opening weekend, including Tennessee.
And he is absolutely on fire, hitting 500, 6'6".
Notre Dame, a year at TCU with a Tommy John surgery mixed in between. And the Furman grad wants to do and stay on the field. Howell back. One down. Been in the program for a minute. 7 exclusively out of the bullpen. Struck out 15 over 12 and a third innings, and he has his first K tonight. He's also leading the league in slugging, and that OPS is over 1,500.
He in the Division I level is extremely fast.
Bryson Ware. Sunlight into the shadows. 1-2. A score home half of the first inning.
Is absolutely crushing the ball as well. It's a very powerful lineup. Still missed through
a virus that ran through the locker room. A little bit of a stomach
locker he wants in the locker room.
Not just which locker he wants, but Colton Smith's payoff pitch again. And taken by Mason LaPlante. Up last year towards the end of the season. AC joint injury. That looks all right. Will David fighting the setting sun.
2 out inning right here so far. Quick 2 outs.
The league in average. Senior from Madison, Mississippi College. A diving grab by Ben Anderson. In Auburn, where the Dogs and Tigers get started. First, Auburn's got 8 home runs and 22 runs driven in. 3 pitches to take care of Harbor. He missed a few games with a hamstring injury earlier this season. Came back 54 starts last year, mostly as the Stanfield.
Look, we saw
in 19, he had sit out the varsity season. Started his college career at Notre Dame, and then a year at TCU, and he makes quick work of the Dogs. Ike Irish leads off the second inning. David DeLucci break down his swing for productive hitters we've seen recently. Sonny down by Smith, and the pitcher tosses it to first. He's retired to
rotating back and not push forward. If you do any of those, you would.
An Auburn sweep at the hands of Arkansas last week, and that one hit him. Kirby was just 2 for 10.
So has had to deal with injuries throughout his career.
Side picked up by David. LaPlante makes a turn, and it's a 5-4-3. No score top of the third. Yogi Berra used to say it gets late.
Man, when Missouri sweeps Tennessee, arguably the best.
And Sebastian Murillo drops it to third. This is Bryson Ware. Might be looking at this draftable class this year.
And if you get hold of a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, it's going out of the ballpark.
Well, David couldn't find 90. That is, last year generally were injured.
And so his facilities. But this is almost a AA level right here. As you see, a wicked curveball.
The college fastball is 18%. A chopper, backhanded play, LaPlante, and got him! What a play for the second.
Game of inches and possibly a better break out of the box, you could have been saying.
Second hit batter from Colton Smith on the play. And LaRue, when we talked to him yesterday, and he said that the details are really. Said, I want my team to fly ball to deep right field. Found that David really interesting the way he used them. We know the margin of error for both of these teams. 0-2. Tate coming in, and he will handle it. The fit already action in the Georgia pen. We'll tell you about that. But we head to the full on. You look at his numbers against Arkansas on Friday in his first.
To play in front of 3 great coaching staffs. Kurt Serlutz, grab more and more information. It'll make you a better player on the field.
First base runner for little dribbler. LaRue lets Vail handle it. He slips.
And Tommy Vail, and he just could not keep his footing.
As first hit of the game for Georgia, a 10-foot. Away for a base hit. Bennett, he'll score with a feet first slide. Singles.
Observer to see it by him taking that foul ball.
It's by Ware. Georgia's on the board. Drives in his 5th run in SEC play. A base hit and another base hit. Into center field for Howell.
Bats going through the zone.
Field, Howell on his horse, and it's off the edge of his glove. Heading into second with a run-scoring double is Fernando Gonzalez. Well, we talked about the details and
Just the last 2 or 3 steps, the tip of the glove could have been an out. Instead, it was 2 RBIs.
runs it into the dirt. Vale looks the runner back at third. Rear 300 hitter there. Chase it upstairs and much needed strike. Nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Top hard alongside David DeLucci, guy who's should be healthy. He'll go into second base. But if you don't have an ace, if your ace is injured,
It'd be hard to get that first game victory without an ace.
Bryson Ware at the plate. Bush was kind enough to share this yesterday. Roller to the right side. Foster will advance to third. Indiana through 5 innings. Do my part to ensure that and make the right move for the Irish. Drills this one deep to the fence and off the base of the rim. Gets on the board. Call me. Has inherited 3 runners this season. Hasn't allowed any to score. 11th appearance.
Irish at second, Kirby at first. 1-2 now. How you pick up the release point on a guy with...
Man, you really got to wait and actually think about hitting the ball. You want to pull it, but in order for you to stay on it to the right field, right center field gap, it'll help you stay back on that 78, 79 mile an hour fast. When he's throwing that slurve breaking pitch.
Back-to-back Ks, first 2 strikeouts for Auburn today, but the statement. And they head to South Carolina. Kirby, 1 down. Most of his position players against Western Carolina. Message, huh? Only 2 regulars started that.
Maybe doesn't have the firepower in the bottom part of the lineup, but the pitching staff is elite. They still got some big thump. Judging off of last year, would we ever be saying mere series early on in the season? I just think it just shows how quickly the SEC can flip.
Drive past the diving Foster. Anderson to second. Second hit of the...
Earlier on, when you get through this Georgia lineup, there's just too many.
Charlie Condon back to a 500 average. Snap throw to first. Close. And I got replay in the SEC. The Drew doesn't matter. 2 down. Ball to short. Cole Foster. And they get out of any trouble in Georgia.
Right now, what does he mean to your offense and to your team?
Well, I mean, he's a 24-year-old.
DeLucci of having veterans and strike 3 on LaRue. What kind of difference does
I was 17-year-old in the fall, and it's great to have them.
left field, and it is over the wall. First home run for Caden Green.
Letting his team get back into this ball game.
347-foot home run for Green.
When I'm not researching stats in college baseball, I dabble into that. Bravo.
4th strikeout. Give a peek behind the curtain. Pulled.
That's true.
Bravo watch. Center field and handled by Anderson. All the drama with us. We got a 1-run game. First 3 innings. Didn't allow a hit.
Left field. I don't think he's changed anything. I just think the Georgia hitters have adjusted to what he's.
With 2 strikes at the right side of the infield, and even though they had the shift on, that one gets through.
To balls that should be sure base hit.
Past the reach of Caden Green. And Georgia's got 2 on. It's the first hit for Christian Aberholtz. He'll enter to relieve Vail with
A good fastball right here. He'll throw his fastball upwards.
0 for 2 tonight for Georgia. Down, called off by Ware, and a sacrifice. Ware came over and see on fire with that big bat. Smothering stop Ware. No play at the plate.
Guys over in scoring position. Takes a lot of pressure off the.
And he sends this to left, where Stanfield is waiting. SEC opener on a Thursday night. 3-4. Left field, and that is gone.
Pitch, and that is why I was going to ask that question.
Here's Ike Irish. He pounds it into the ground. LaPlante, 1 down.
To get it over the big wall.
Justin Kirby hit by a pitch and a walk. And a release point standpoint. That being said, his home run rate is fairly high.
And so at some point, this ball, it's going to sink down and into.
Well hit deep into the canyon in left center, but managed by Tate. 2 down. So you can see it well enough.
You to react, read the pitch, know where it's going, and react. Right here, 78, 79. I got a little more time.
Pierce at the plate, 0 for 2. Against Ole Miss on Friday. Pierce draws a 2-out walk. 0 for 2. For SEC.
During the swing to let it slip out. In my opinion.
Drop 3rd strike. They'll throw down with 2 outs to finish it. And where did this, David DeLucci? 3 keys, 80% of games won by those who have.
Punch back too.
Sliding stop by Howell. Tate headed for second, and he's in. The Nugget. To short. Foster. And with a base hit with 2 outs and called off by Green. The Thursday night opener. Trends point to a lot more offense, home runs.
But there's something with the ball, man, because you ask him.
He's Georgia's closer. And
up to 97, 98 miles an hour, throw 4 pitches. High pressure situation innings in this right here.
And he just missed data from a teaching standpoint.
Remember some big time series and World Series.
Eric Gregg.
You got to come right over the heart of the.
Runner goes, throw to second on a hop. Got him! A huge.
And basically left LaRue hanging. LaRue is thinking about the pitches.
And to get loose. In basketball action, Kansas State. To the left side, charging is David. A glance to second and the throw to first just in time.
Third base coach is still walking around, scratching his head, taking his cap off.
That I did. I tried to figure out an algebra problem. Foster.
Right here, you're facing the most dangerous hitter.
The runner at second, Foster at first. 3-0.
Right now, you got to trust that he knows the strike zone. Got to.
And he chops it back to the mound. Hoskins throws a strike to first. The Vanderpump rules he didn't follow.
Or get swept, so you got to be playing good.
First pitch swinging for no rest for the weary.
Again, they're going to bump each other down. And Alabama was ranked. They lost 2 out of 3 to Florida. That's for sure.
Puts it to the right side. Caden Green. 2 down. Not only is the Cats moving to the top 25.
It was a team that you didn't roll Ole Miss in game 1.
On the road, sitting in a Courtyard Marriott somewhere. Well, they called it a swing, I suppose. Another inning of work for Hoskins. Watching
youngsters is a learning experience and a confidence builder, and you're absolutely right, Tom. Boy, he's pitching.
2 walk.
And look, let's not forget, this is a Georgia. Rest that bullpen and also give him experience. And look, he's got good stuff.
Ground ball to short, chance for 2. Here's LaPlante. Well, they only needed 1. And for Auburn, 3 innings. He's only allowed 1 hit. Well worn, and you can tell that they get some work. Brock Bennett's where towards the fence in left center. It's high off the wall after, well, David makes it into second base with a leadoff double here in the ninth. Mason LaPlante may just be facing a different pit.
Keep technology is getting more and more. It takes everything that us old timers used to say, and it kind of puts it up there in a format. Points in your body have to fire, duplicate it over and over.
2-1 to LaPlante.
Your play is at home.
And instead it splits Ware and Foster, and Georgia's got a 2-run lead in the ninth.
And sometimes
up and handled in foul territory. Do you remember have them customized to get cleats in them? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Now, of course, he was using his mom's Nike money to buy all of those.
Contract when I was in the big leagues, and likely that he's going to go back to the fastball. That's what he wants to throw.
Off speed, misses low. Our Northwoods League, All-Star Game MVP last year. Our St. Cloud Rocks. Condon takes a pitch for a strike, 2-2. Ends up walking Condon, and Georgia
More likely to hit a ground ball. So you're looking for
single. High but not deep. Looking to tap. The throw comes home on 2 hops, and LaPlante's
you want. Looking for a pitch up.
weekend. Collins 1 for 4 tonight. Snap throw to first. And Damian Beal.
Defender is fielding the ball. He has every right to field the ball, in which I
Quicker than. That was really
than
good.
the replay. It wasn't a throw there. This rule is supposed to protect base runners, and that's exactly what it's been doing.
Before he jumped to the Minnesota Twins and then back into college. 3 according to Baseball America. Payoff. Field over the fence and off the top of the wall. Howell into second base with his first hit of the game.
Active doubles leader shows you.
Looking for some improvement. Now he's got to finish, but he hit about. And that's going to bring the tying run to the plate, and it's Bryson Ware. 3 seasons. The top home run hitters.
In.
That's a fair ball. Howell here behind him being waved home. The throw from Collins at third. He's got to hustle back. UAB, they're on their way to Vegas for the NIT final.
Righty on righty. Will Pearson.
2 outs in the ninth. 2-1. Chop to the left side. Charging. Murillo throws it high, and he threw it away. And this game is a
Tough break for Georgia.
was able to make the play. Unfortunately for Georgia. And yet in the 2.
They built off of that. All the
Jam job and a roller for Green. Visit. He couldn't get there from the West Coast. Leadoff walk for Stan. Field back is Collins, and this is squeeze it. And Auburn strands a pair in the 10th. We play. Looks like he's done.
Starting conference play 0-3, both.
Will David swings at the first, and Caden Green.
You got to get wins, starting with game one. Conference is this year. You cannot afford to get back on the horse and try to play again.
Swing and a miss. Been for a throwing error by their shortstop. Game 2, Tennessee leads Florida Atlantic. Swing and a miss. Anderson goes down, and Carter Wright will get his first plate appearance of the night. The 3-0. Ball 4, and Auburn walks it off with the in for Auburn, and they manage.
Coach Butch Thompson said that. That's what he wants. He wants his team.